so sick that I was in the middle of a video and my little stylus somehow, I think I clicked it off. I don't know. It might be my memory. But I'm going to put this down. Hey, you guys, I'm Fabio Hart coming back with another video for the second time. In this video, what I want to talk about is how I'm able to sell accounts, right? How residential and commercial, how I'm able to do this and make thousands and thousands of dollars monthly doing it. Sometimes I get to the point where I'm getting so many contracts or so many inquiries for contracts that I have to kind of dumb down or slim down on my marketing, right? So I do get a lot of that, here and there. But let's talk about it. Okay, so first things first. What way of contact do I go about for both residential and commercial? Let's start with residential first. Now, I'm not real big on residential. I don't like residential accounts, but if I feel like, oh shit, I want an extra 10, 15 grand, I want an extra 5 grand in a week, I can literally go out there and get 10, 15 grand a week selling residential contracts. No questions asked. No questions asked. But what is the way of contact? Okay, so here we go. Mostly all my residential contracts come from word of mouth. Okay, so it's somebody that we've already done work for. They referred us to somebody else. Those people called us, and then we quoted them and closed them. Okay. The next point of contact is door to door. So we have these door hangers. In the event that we can't reach the homeowner, we'll leave a door hanger on the door. Okay, with an irresistible offer that allow them to call the number on the door hanger. Need to get some water. 1 second, guys. Okay, so we'll leave the door hanger with an irresistible offer and the number on the door hanger for them to call us. And that's in the event that we miss them, like they're not there, they don't answer the door. If we get them, we just explain to them why we're there, what we do, services that we offer, how we can be of service to them, right? And if they're interested, a lot of times they'll bring us right in their home, or they'll reschedule. A lot of times they'll do that. They'll say, well, I'm busy right now, or I'm working on something. Could I reschedule and have you come back tomorrow to kind of just do a walkthrough of what I need done, okay? Again, these are for more upper echelon clients, okay? So sometimes they'll bring us in right away. We can walk through, these nice properties, nice homes, condos, townhouses, whatever the case is. We'll walk through, give them a quote, usually not there on the spot, say, hey, before the end of the day, we'll give you a quote. Now, sometimes if it's me, I can quote them right on the spot because I know exactly how much I would charge, but I don't necessarily like for my people to do that my canvassers to do that go door to door and do this for me, because I just want to make sure we got all the nuts and bolts together, right? I want to make sure that we have it together. I don't want you to quote something and overquote or underquote something. So usually my standard for residential is to get them a quote before the end of the day. Okay, we want to cover everything and make sure we have all the costs covered in there. Okay, so that's another way that we do. So door to door, we leave a door hanger if we missed a client, right? If they're not home. Okay, lastly is Google Adsense, which surprised me a lot of times. I get a lot of people on Google Adsense, not Google Adsense, Google AdWords, right? On Google SEO. So we get a lot of people that come through the Google platform, both residential and commercial. So when people say, well, Fabio, what's the best way to get contracts when you're doing commercial? I'll say, well, Google AdSense, do some Google AdWords. And I get really like the same thing. I get the residential and the commercial when I do that. But that is a great platform to use for residential clients too. Another platform is Facebook, okay? And the final platform, which I wouldn't say if you got a specialty service, I say Instagram will be the best place. So if you're a painter, if you do window cleaning, if you do floor care, whatever the case is, I think Instagram would be the best for that, okay? But don't count Instagram out because it is a lot of homeowners. It's just you have to know where your audience at, okay? You have to know exactly the people that you're targeting. What are they on? How do you think they'll go about to look for a cleaner, right? If it's a homeowner or if it's a business owner, you have to think, how would they look? How would they go out and look for a professional cleaning company, right? And then you want to target that particular platform, okay? So first, again, this is how I do it. This is how we sell contracts. First, we sell through word of mouth. Okay. Second, we sell through Google AdWords. Okay, so SEO. Third, we sell through let me see, word of mouth, Google AdWords. Oh, Facebook, Instagram, and Google. Okay, so those are the ways that we sell through picking up those contracts. So if I want to pick up another 5, 10, maybe 15 grand, which is very easy for me to do. Residential is not my thing, but if I wanted some quick money fast, I do know that I have the know-how to go out to sell these contracts for residential. Now, the only thing about residential, guys, is that you're not able a lot of times to put them on a contract. Okay, or they'll set up a contract and say, yeah, I want you to do me twice a week. Okay, and then you set them up twice a week and then they cancel the whole next week. So you have to be ready for that. Okay, it's kind of fickle dealing with homeowners opposed to commercial, which is why I'm pro-commercial. I'm more commercial than I am dealing with the homeowners. But I don't turn the revenue down because I don't necessarily have to do the job. Okay, so once I get intel on what's needed to be done in these homes, we go ahead and we do it at the highest level. I want them to call me back. Okay, so we do it at the highest level. Whether it's a fogging job or a specialty job, carpet care, flooring, whatever the case is, I got subcontractors ready on deck, ready to go. Okay, so again, no matter what I do, I try to do it at the highest level. That's how I'm able to sell these contracts. I respect the client. I'm very professional when going out. If it's something we can do, I let them know we can do it. If it's something that we can't do, or a service that we don't offer, or just for whatever reason, that's just something I don't feel good about doing, I'll let them know, oh, I'm sorry, unfortunately, we don't do that. Okay, so don't just say you do something and you're not sure if you can complete the task. Okay, keep that in mind. Now, how do I sell commercial contracts? As you heard me say with residential, I definitely use Google Ads. Okay, Google Ads is definitely a great help. LinkedIn, a lot of people don't know about LinkedIn marketing. I would suggest that you guys watch some videos on YouTube about it. I would suggest that you also, they got books about YouTube marketing. I'm sorry, not YouTube marketing. It's LinkedIn marketing. They got blogs and different information right here on Google in terms of LinkedIn marketing. If you're not doing LinkedIn marketing, I would probably suggest that you at least take a look at it, try to get an understanding on how it works. A lot of business owners and professional, even homeowners, professional people is on LinkedIn. Now, I can't say that I got a lot of people from LinkedIn from doing residential clients, but from LinkedIn, you will get a lot of business people. There's a lot of business owners and professional people on LinkedIn, so take a look at that. Okay, so this is my ways to picking up contracts. Next step on the video, what I'm going to talk about is, the walkthroughs and closing. I'm kind of walking you guys through, so hopefully you're following with me. We talked about residential, now we're talking about commercial. Okay, so I do Google AdWords. I also get word of mouth. Okay, we do direct mail campaigns, and we do door-to-door and phones. So those 5 type of things is what it takes for us to sell to commercial. Okay, so, and we do all 5 consistently on a daily basis. Systems, again, you hear me talk about systems, we do them on a regular basis. Okay, so that way, this is how I pinpoint what works better for me. I know what works better for me. Okay, the phones work better for me. Google AdWords work great for me, and door-to-door work great for me in terms of picking up commercial contracts. Now, in every area is different. You might say, hey, Fabio, my website works great for me and my Google AdWords work great for me. Once you find out where most people is calling from, so that you have to ask them this too also, even with residential, so you will know where to target your dollars and where to put your money at. So if most people is coming through your website, you know to keep your eye on your website. Put an irresistible offer on your website. Okay, and I can help you with that through my coaching, of course. But if it's your website, you want to make sure your website is staying strapped. You want to keep it sharp. You want to make sure it's concise, it's point blank to the point. Okay, so you want to ask them, how did you hear about us? Right? This is when they call you. I don't care if it's residential. I don't care if it's commercial. Okay, so once again, whatever worked for you, put more money there. Keep pressing that particular point right there. okay? If it's not working for you, I'm not going to tell you totally don't market there. You might have to change your message. You might have to change your offer. You might have to do some tweaking, to pivot a little bit, do something different, right? Still put money there, just don't put as much money there, because we know that most of your results don't come from there, okay? For the people that say, well, I'm not going to do no marketing, I want to do free, I'm all for that. Low to no cost marketing. That's why I use the phones and different things like that. But you're going to have to spend some money for marketing. It's just no way around it. If you want to yield the results that you yearn for, you're going to have to spend some money. It's just that simple. Okay. Now, what I want to talk about from here, we talked about residential cleaning, commercial cleaning. How my points of getting to the client. Now let's talk about the walkthrough. When I get through the walkthrough, I have this list. I don't have it with me, but there's a list of all these questions for me to ask. Every contract is different, right? So if I see some things, or I'm kind of looking down and I'm noticing I got this question, usually I have a tablet. I don't have my clipboard with me, but I have this pink clipboard, right? It's open and shut type deal. Right, so I have my business cards in there, ink pen, so forth and so forth. Anyway, so on the clipboard, I have this laminated questionnaire, so to speak. These are questions that I would ask the business owner. Okay, I don't have this same questionnaire for homeowners yet. Maybe that might be something that I look to do, but I do have it for the business. Okay, so when we're doing a walkthrough, a lot of people, they say, well, Fabio, what do I ask? How, what should I say? They're so nervous, right? So when you don't know what you don't know what to ask, okay? But as you do more walkthroughs, you'll begin to know, okay, there's a common denominator with all the clients. Most of them are going to want you to do restrooms. Most of them are going to want you to vacuum. Most of them are going to want you to sweep. There's some areas that's going to be off limits. Some people are going to want you to do window ledges and ceiling vents and different things like that. Okay, which would, in my business, would be considered an extra cost, as an extra service, right? It's not part of our general cleaning program. But like I said, once you get in there, you walk around, what's your square footage? How often do you need us to clean? Do you have a cleaner now? Don't even be afraid to ask them, what are they currently paying for? I don't know what's wrong with me today. What are they currently paying for the cleaning service now? Don't be afraid to ask that. Sometimes they'll tell you, a lot of times they won't. It's not a big deal. You want to get the basics of what they need done. I would make suggestions as you go along, okay? Once you know what type of suggestions to make. If you notice that the carpet is filthy, you can let them know that you offer carpet cleaning service. I don't know what's wrong with it. Carpet cleaning services, okay? If you offer it, whether you source it out or whether you do it in-house. Okay, you say, hey, I noticed the carpet have a little spots. Carpet cleaning would be something that you're interested in. And then you make a note of that, okay? When do you think you might want that done? Then you make a note of that, okay? So they might say, yeah, but I'll say in the next 3 months or so, we'll get the carpet done. You're gonna make 3 months carpet cleaning, right? You're gonna write it down, you're gonna make a note of that, okay? That way you know not to sell that right away. But if you have a subcontractor, you can get them ready for it. You can say, hey, we're going to probably have this carpet cleaning job in the next 3 months or so. You can let them know. Or you can, let yourself know if you got to get the equipment, you got to lease the equipment, you got to buy the equipment, whatever the case is, okay, within the next 3 months or so, I'm going to have to do this carpet cleaning at this particular location. Sorry guys, I need more water. So I'm going to have to do this carpet cleaning at this particular location. Okay, cool. So boom, so you do the walkthrough, you notice some different things, you point it out. If you see the walls is atrocious or the baseboards are dirty, you can offer that as extra service. You let them know, well, we do offer like baseboard clean. That's an extra service, but we do offer that. We see that it's a lot of scuffs on the baseboard of your building. You can let them know. Okay, but like I said, again, you gotta know to ask these things. So I don't expect you to walk in a building if you've never done this before and just start pointing out certain things, okay? You don't want to overdo that because you don't want to throw the potential client off. But I do it in a more matter-of-fact way. You probably have to be with me to see how I do it. because I don't throw the conversation off. I don't want them to lose their thought process in terms of what they need from us, but I also want to make it known that I see this and we offer this service if that's something that they want done. Okay, so again, guys, don't go in there trying to rush. A lot of people in my coaching, I tell them this all the time, and some of you that might be watching me, you go in there, you're trying to rush. You want to hurry up, do the walkthrough so you can try to get the numbers. Again, do not rush the process. You will make mistakes, or you will wound up overcharging or undercharging because you rushed them. They didn't really tell you everything that they needed done. You know, you were seeming a little bit nervous. They can sense that. Okay, you don't want a nervous dentist in your mouth. You don't want a nervous mechanic under your hood, right? You want them to come across as experts. Okay, you want them to come across as experts. So you have to come across, you have to listen, shut the hell up, right? Listen, let them tell you what they need. Once, if you've been doing this, I do got some veterans that's watching this that's been doing this for a while, they probably already know this. But if you've been doing this for a while, you can point out certain things, like I said, carpet and baseboard, certain things. Hey, do you need your baseboards cleaned? Hey, I see some spots where you happen to need carpet cleaning. You let them know that that is an extra service if it's an extra service for your business. Every business is different. That may not be an extra service with your business, and that's fine. But at least say, hey, I noticed this. Would you happen to need this service? Would you happen to need that? Okay? Again, you have to do it in a more matter-of-fact way. Right, you let them know that it's an extra service, okay? But you don't want to throw the potential client off. You don't want them to forget their mind where they were going, the process, their mind thought process. You don't want them to forget what they were going to say. So you got to be sharp with it. You got to move quickly with it, but you don't want them to forget. You don't want to forget. Again, I have this questionnaire that I kind of developed over the years of questions to ask them, okay? And it kind of helped me or help anybody that I'm training. Once you get the looking, like if you had this questionnaire, once you get to looking at it, some of the stuff is going to come automatic, right? Because you've been on enough walkthroughs and know, okay, I need to ask this, I need to ask that. What are they currently paying? Do they currently have a cleaner? Are they satisfied with the cleaning service that they have now? What is the cleaning service doing wrong? Right, because you don't want to make those same mistakes. You want them to literally point out, well, see, this part right here is we have an issue with the cleaning service that we have now. They don't do this. As you can see, they still haven't done this. We've complained to them 2 weeks ago about this particular. So you want them to physically point it out, right? A lot of times I'm taking pictures. You know, I say, hey, you know, I want to take a few pictures of this to help me with my quote. And a lot of times they're okay with that. They're fine with that. Right? So again, don't just go and taking pictures though, guys, or recording video footage. On my computer, I got so much video footage and pictures of sites. If you put the pictures in my face now, I probably don't know what site this picture belonged to, right? Because I've taken so many pictures. But like I say, you can also take some pictures, and then they help you when you go back home and you sit down and you look at these pictures. You say, or you look at this little video footage you've done with your phone. You say, wow. Okay, I almost left this out. I almost didn't put this in the estimate. Okay, so all of this stuff is paramount, guys. Okay, so now you did the walkthrough. This is going to be a pretty long video. I hope you guys watch it all the way through. Now you've done the walkthrough. Okay, so you've done the walkthrough. Now it's time to do the numbers. Now, Fabio, how should I do the numbers? Okay, now me, I use the estimate breakdown form. There's a lot of different ways you can do this. Some people use I do have the wheel. I have a digital wheel and the manual wheel, right? I do have the wheel. I very rarely use that, if ever, right? Because I have the estimate breakdown form. Now there are softwares and apps that you can use for this, okay? Apps, softwares, calculators, that type of deal. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of that, and here's why. Can that work? Yes, but those numbers that the apps give you based on the square footage, based on the information that you collect, you input those numbers into those calculators, into those apps, into those software programs, which are man-made, right? They're good programs. Again, there's a lot of great programs out there. I'm talking about apps and software. There's a lot of great ones out there, calculators. But when you put those numbers in there, that calculator don't know the difference between a California and a Michigan, or a Alaska and Nebraska, right? So when you put those numbers in there, yeah, the same numbers that the app might give me, let's say in Michigan, might be too low in California. So if you put the data in there, it doesn't know the difference, right? The square footage is the square footage across the board. So again, a lot of these apps, calculators, and different things like that, I'm not the biggest fan of. They do work, but a lot of times you can wind up overcharging or undercharging based on using these software programs. So hopefully that makes sense. Am I telling you that not to use it if you're using one? No, I'm not saying that. If it's working, keep using it, right? If it's working, obviously don't change something that's working. But I will be very leery, like if somebody watching this and they're in California, they're in Los Angeles, the price of cleaning in Los Angeles is going to be totally different than the price in Toledo, Ohio, or St. Louis, Missouri, or whatever, Kansas City, Missouri. It's going to be totally different. Okay, it's totally different. Okay, so the marketplace is different. So I'm not the biggest fan of that. So it's a lot of different little things that goes into putting the numbers together. It's not just the square footage. You have to consider the man hours. Okay, so you have to know exactly, like on my estimate breakdown form, it tells me that to clean a building 1,000 to 2,000 square feet, it's going to take about this much time, and it's going to be about this much. It's going to give me a range. So let's just approximate. Let's just say from $500 to $1,000. So I'll very least that I would want to charge based on this square footage, it's going to be at least a $500 on the lower side, and as much as $1,000. Meaning, if I go above $1,000 based on this square footage, I'm going to be charging too much. However, I can go anywhere between the 5 and 1,000. Okay, that works for me. That works for a lot of the people in my coaching or anybody that bought my paperwork, right? So it works. Okay, but again, there's a lot of different, and that could go both ways. You say, well, Fabio, the numbers that's on there might not work in California if you're in St. Louis. And that's absolutely correct, which is why the way I set it up and the way that I explain it on that particular document, I let people know that, hey, you want to look into this, you want to do that. It's on that particular form. Okay, so that's the only difference. But like I said, if you're using a calculator, you're using a software program, you're using an app with your numbers, again, you want to check your numbers before you submit them. You don't want to bait and switch anybody. You don't want to submit these numbers and just say, oh, you know what, I forgot to add this or I forgot to add that. I had people tell me that they had to do that. They had to revisit the offer. They had to revisit the numbers. Also, guys, sometimes, I've had this happen to myself where I thought I came in a little too high, but it was too low for the client. And I had the client tell me, hey, revisit your numbers are too low. Bring your numbers up. That excited the hell out of me because I already thought I was coming in a little too high, but I still submitted the numbers just for the client to tell me your numbers is too low. Revisit your offer, bring it back to us, okay? But it's too low, bring your numbers up. Okay, so you will have a lot of that. I get mostly that in the more well-to-do areas, the richer areas of my section. So you can get a lot of that. So again, hopefully this video helped you. I know I was kind of stumbling here and there. I was kind of all over the place. If you need coaching, again, I still have the $1,000 Plan A package. That's coaching, lead gen, and 3 months of unlimited publicity. I have the $2,500 package. That's coaching, lead gen, 3 months unlimited publicity, and the paperwork is included in that particular offer. That's for $2,500. Okay, guys, if you like this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave comments in the comment section. If you need more answers or if I missed something in this video that you think I should have covered or need to cover, let me know in the comment section or send me an email at hollywoodjanitorialserve@gmail.com, hollywoodjanitorialserve@gmail.com. And the only person that could ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Okay, doesn't want to stop.